Welcome back to my channel where math is made easy. So today we're going to do a random video, just a random, and we're going to be looking at volume, specifically volumes of prisms. All right, now before we get into that, remember to put in the comment section where you're watching from. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share this video, and leave a comment. Let's get right into it. So what is volume? The volume indicates the total amount of space covered by an object in three-dimensional space. All right, so let's go right into it. Now if we're going to do the volume of a prism, and what are prisms? Those are the 3D shapes, the three-dimensional shapes. If you are to cut against it, its cross section, you'll get the same shapes of the same size. So for example, this right here, the base of this is a rectangle. So if I'm to cut this rectangle, if I'm to cut this cuboid all the way, cut it all the way up to the top, continue cutting it, I'm gonna get the same shape of the same size, and that shape would be a rectangle because its base is a rectangle. If I'm to use a cuboid, a cylinder, what shape will I get all the way up? Put that in the comment section. If you said a circle, then you're correct. All right, so the volume of a prism, and remember again, what is the prism? Has the same cross section. If volume of the prism is equal to its area of the base times the height. So in this case, the area of my base would be a rectangle. So it's the area of that rectangle times the height of the cuboid. In this case, remember the length, the area of a rectangle is the length times width. All right, now let's go right into it. So we're gonna put some values in, some random values right there. So I'm gonna call this 4, I'm gonna call that 2, and I'm gonna call that 5. All right, so remember the B is the base times the height. In this case, my B is length times width. My B is length times width, and then my height right there. Let's plug the information in. What's my length? My length is 2. My width is 4, and my height is 5. Nice. So what's my answer? 2 4s 8 times 5. That's 40 centimeter, and my cube right there, since we're finding the volume. Let's take this one. This one looks a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna call this piece right there 6. Let me change the unit. And here, so that's 6 meters. And remember, these are just random numbers. That's 3. And then I'm calling that 5. All right, so remember your volume again is BH, and your B right there represents the area of your base. In this case, my base is a rectangle. The area of a rectangle is length times width. So let me not run ahead of myself. The area of a rectangle is length times width, for those of us who don't remember. So my base here is a rectangle, so it's length times width, and then times my height. All right, let's put the values in. My length, 3 times 6 times 5, which is my height. So that's 30 times 3. That's gonna give me 90 meter cube. All right, let's take, how do we find the volume for the cylinder, which is its base being a circle? So the B right here, remember the B represents the area of your base. How do we find the area of a circle again? Area of a circle is equal to pi times the radius squared, right? Nice. So that's V is equal to pi r squared times h, or pi r squared h. dive right into it, knowing all of that lovely thing. Let's dive into it. We're gonna find the area of the volume, sorry, of some cylinders. Good. So the first cylinder, let's take the first one. I'm gonna put my radius right here. And remember, your radius is half of your diameter. Your radius right there is 3 cm. My height is 5. Right here. All right, let's plug this one in. My entire diameter right here, I'm gonna put that as 10 meters, and my height 6 meters. All right, so let's go right in. Remember, volume of any cylinder, of any prism, is B times H. And in this case, my base is a circle, so it's pi r squared H. What is pi? 3.14. Remember, it depends on what they ask you pi to be. Pi can be 22/7 as well, all right? So let's plug the others in. What's my radius? That's 3 squared. And then what's my height? That's 5. So that's 3.14 times 9 times 5. 3.14 times 45. Double check this answer for me. 3.14 times 45 times 45, and that's equal to 141.3, and my unit is centimeter cube. Right there. All right, now let's do this one. In this case, they gave you what the diameter is. They did not give you the radius, but we know that the radius is half of the diameter. So the diameter makes 2 radii. So what will be my r? R is equal to 5. So let's go. V equals BH, which is pi r squared H. 3.14 times 5 squared times 6. And let me just expand this for those of us who don't know how to. 3.14 times 5 times 5. So that's my square right here, 5 times 5. All right, let's plug that in. 3.14 times 25 times 6. That's going to give me 25 times 6 times 3.14. That's equal to 471. And again, remember to put your units on. So that's meter cube. Now I hope that this would have helped you. Remember, the basic is V equals BH, and your B represents whatever the base of your prism is. So whatever shape the prism has, the base of it, remember that B represents the area of that shape. So you can use this principle to find the area of any, to find the the volume, sorry, of any prism at all. I hope this video would have helped you. Have a good one. Thank you for watching.